I've made over $50 million in purely passive income from my nightclub, and here in this video I'm going to go over 10 tips which will maximize your nightclub efficiency. More money, less work. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Wait 3 in-game days before emptying your safe and refilling your popularity. As you probably know, at full popularity, you get $50,000 for one in-game day of operation in your nightclub. What some people don't seem to realize is that you will also get $50,000 for the second day, and only a tiny decrease for the third day, getting you $45,000. So you really only need to visit your nightclub every 3 days, 2.5 hours real time, or when you get the notification that your safe is at $145,000. Because you can still fill the popularity back up to full in one visit. Which brings us to tip number 2. Never promote your nightclub again, and stop rebooking DJs. A lot of people seem to think rebooking DJs is the quickest way to fill popularity, and some people are even still doing the lengthy promote nightclub missions. Both of these are less efficient than this method of keeping your popularity constantly maxed out. You may know that sometimes when you walk into your nightclub, you get either a troublemaker that appears who needs to be thrown out, or a VIP that needs to be driven home. Since these spawn approximately once every in-game day, when you come to visit your nightclub every 3 in-game days, there will always be one of these spawns. The troublemakers take less than 1 minute to toss, and it can provide 4 popularity notches. The VIPs can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to provide the same amount of popularity, so we only want to get the troublemakers to spawn. Here's how we're going to do that. When you go to visit your nightclub, because your safe is at $145,000, leave your CEO or MC. When you get to the nightclub, enter passive mode before going inside. You will need to get out of your vehicle if it is weaponized to do so. When you enter the nightclub in passive mode, you will filter out the VIP spawns and only get troublemakers every time. Dealing with these troublemakers brings us to tip number 3. Enter through your garage and troublemaker routes. I always recommend entering through the back entrance for this. You'll spawn in the warehouse area of your nightclub. This hall leads to the club itself, but we want to go up these stairs here. As soon as we do, the troublemaker will spawn. I actually got the easiest one here, this guy in the warehouse. However, you always want to empty the safe first, so run in here and empty the safe. I always pull up my cash numbers in the corner and watch to make sure the money is getting added properly, because at one time there was a glitch that prevented you from getting your money, so always be on the lookout for that. Once you have your money, you can get the troublemaker. For me, I just run back to the warehouse and toss him. The reason we emptied the safe first is because now we're spawned right near the front entrance, so it's very easy to just leave and be on our way. You'll be at full population and $155,000 richer because tossing the troublemaker gives you 10K as well. There were only a few places in the club that troublemakers spawn, so here are the quickest routes to get to them. I always come out of the office here and head down the stairs behind the DJ. If you have a guy in the bathroom, just run down here and move along the stage and you're in the bathroom. If he's just off the dance floor, you can run down the stairs and shimmy through everybody. He'll be right here. If he's at the lower bar, then he'll be here. No matter which one you get, you'll always spawn right near the front entrance for a quick exit. Number 4. Checking population. If you haven't played the game in a little bit, and you're not sure what your population level is at, you don't want to go to the nightclub to check because you could mess up the timing of your troublemaker spawn. Instead, just call Tony and it'll show you the popularity level. Each day is 5%, so you only want to head down to the club if it's at 85% or below. If you have an arcade with a master control terminal, that's also a good way of getting a look at your nightclub computer without actually going in there and spawning a troublemaker. But if going into the nightclub is your best option, then enter in through a garage level, because there's still a computer here but you won't spawn the troublemaker. Then if you see you do need to go empty your safe, you can use this elevator here to quickly get into the club. With the safe and popularity covered, these next tips cover maximizing the warehouse business itself. Number 5. Upgrades and storage. Definitely buy the equipment and staff upgrades for your nightclub. I would buy security too, but if you can't, it's not as essential. The other upgrades are necessary to get the most out of your warehouse. Also, make sure to have full storage space for your inventory. You don't need all the garages, but definitely max out your storage space. Number 6. Top earning businesses. When assigning your warehouse technicians, the top earning stock types are cargo and shipments, sporting goods, South American imports, pharmaceuticals, and crash creation. You can have all 5 of these going at once if you've hired all the technicians. Organic produce and printing copying are much less valuable and should only really be bothered with if you're trying to max out your sale. Number 7. Tony's cut. Tony takes a 10% cut of your sales, but his cut maxes out at $100K. So any stock value over $1 million is essentially untaxed. However, the second $1 million is earned significantly slower than the first, so it's up to you whether you want to maximize the value of your sale or the speed of your earnings. Either way, as long as you only make sales over $1 million, you'll only ever need the biggest delivery truck, and you could skip buying the middle delivery vehicle altogether. Personally, I usually opt to make sales right around 1.3 million because that's where I feel like the speed is kind of leveled off, but you're still getting a little bit of bonus money outside of Tony's cut. Number 8, Inventory Reup. If you're waiting on a cooldown for something else in the game, or you're just looking for a quick mission to do, call up Johan to get a resupply mission that adds random cargo to your nightclub warehouse.
Oh, sure thing. Let me check. Okay, now I know it's not pretty, but how about some crystal? There's a shipment coming through the docks right now. Small crew, no big connections, no comeback. Just need to get it back to the club.
These are pretty simple and quick missions and can earn you a decent amount of stock for not much work. Just make sure you don't do what I did and get your oppressor stuck on this tugboat. Alright, rapid fire time for the last 2 tips. Don't spawn in your nightclub. I don't recommend spawning in your nightclub when you join sessions because it can spawn the Troublemaker, and if you're in the middle of your last day, it can mess up that timing. There's so many better places to spawn anyways, it's not worth it. And finally, the last one is about street dealers. Some people don't realize that if you're out of product in your MC businesses, you can sell your warehouse supply of those items to street dealers. So keep an eye on that if you want to avoid it, or use it to your advantage. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments what parts of the game you'd like more efficiency tips for.